There are moments when heaven feels silent. You pray, but nothing happens. You worship, but the room still feels empty. You look at your life and wonder, did God forget about me? But I came to tell you today He didn't. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean God isn't working. He's still writing your story, even in the pages you thought were blank. God is still working. Silence is one of God's loudest languages. When you hear nothing, He's teaching you to trust everything. Remember Joseph? Thrown into a pit, sold as a slave, forgotten in prison. For years he heard nothing. No angel, no dream, no update. But behind the silence, God was positioning him for the palace. That's what's happening in your life. You may not see movement, but the architect is still building behind the curtain. Don't mistake divine stillness for divine absence. God is never late. He's just aligning everything for your moment of reveal. Sometimes the delay is God's way of making sure your destiny is fully ready. Have you noticed that God rarely works on our schedule? You wanted the job now. You needed the answer yesterday. You begged for healing immediately. But He waits. Why? Because while you want speed, God wants strength. You want the promise, but He's shaping the person who will carry it. A blessing received too early can become a burden. So He delays not to punish you, but to protect what He's building through you. When God takes time, it's because He's adding detail. Every delay is a rehearsal for your moment of unveiling. Don't give up in the waiting, because waiting time is never wasted time when God is still working. Maybe you're watching this right now and everything around you feels broken. The relationship ended. The business failed. The dream collapsed. You thought it was the end, but God calls it intermission. You see ruins, He sees rebuilding. You see an empty chapter, He sees a new beginning. Remember Lazarus. Everyone thought it was over. 4 days in the tomb, hope was gone. But Jesus waited on purpose. So when He finally said, "Lazarus, come forth," the miracle carried a message. It's never too late when God is still working. The same God who raised Lazarus is still writing resurrection stories today, including yours. Don't bury what God only paused. Think about this. When a seed is buried underground, it looks dead. But beneath the soil, life is breaking open. You can't see it. You can't feel it. But growth is happening. That's exactly what God is doing with you. Hidden, buried, waiting. Yet in that hidden place, He's shaping your roots. So when the fruit comes, it lasts. God never wastes a hidden season. He uses it to teach you who He is, not just what He can give. And then, suddenly, the door that refused to open bursts wide. The prayer you gave up on, answered. The pain that broke you turns into testimony. That's the moment when you'll look back and say, if God had done it earlier, I wouldn't have been ready. Every tear was watering your destiny. Every delay was divine timing. Every silence was strategy. And now, what the enemy meant for evil, God flips for glory. So wherever you are right now, hold this truth in your heart. God is not done. God is not silent. And God is not absent. He's still working. In your delay, your pain, your silence, your pause. You may not see it yet, but soon you'll step into everything He's been preparing behind the scenes. Because even when you can't trace His hand, you can trust His heart. God is still working. Watch more. Faith Flow Live. God has blessed you.